Yeah. So we'll just revise this. The forgiveness practice should be always said like in this way. In inverted commas is the I am, and then the law of forgiveness. Please write it down. I am the law of forgiveness and consuming flame of all inharmonious. I am the law of forgiveness and the consuming flame. I am the law of forgiveness and the consuming flame of all inharmonious action, inharmonious action and human consciousness, and human consciousness. And what this, if you break down the whole sentence, what it means is, I am the law, means you, who's the I am? The I am is your divine spark, your Paramatma. And actually, he's the only law in who's governing you. So I am the law of forgiveness. So if he decides he can forgive you, and he or she, whoever you can, it is not no gender.
In,
I'm sorry.
and in harmonious.
Harmonious action and human consciousness. Harmonious action and human consciousness. Everybody got this? Harmonious action and human consciousness. And it means that we have to address that I am in you if you want forgiveness. Who is the actual giver of that? Who is the maker and the giver of forgiveness, the law of forgiveness? And the consuming flame, the violet flame from which we are getting the light is from the I am only.
Is the
Is the I am only. Please don't say anything in the middle. The violet flame is, the consuming flame is the violet flame which consumes all your karma, negative karma. Of all the inharmonious action and human consciousness. Now, what do you mean by human consciousness? When we are operating out of fear, insecurity, jealousy, then we are operating out of worry. And this is, we are in carnal form, and it is a possibility all of us tend to make these mistakes. It's not that any one of us has gone beyond it. We all have our own negativities in us, and we all tend to make mistakes where we make decisions, we react out of all that. But this is human consciousness. You have to understand that. For the divine consciousness is always loving, compassionate, kind, giving, expansive, has a wider way of, a higher way of thinking for everybody. So when we narrow down our thinking to I, me, and mine, then that is human consciousness. And that the outer I am talking about. And when we think of a huge encompassing everybody in your thing, that is divine consciousness. And that is what is saying. It consuming flame of all inharmonious actions and human consciousness. For human consciousness is on a lower frequency, and the divine consciousness is on a higher frequency. So when you say this way, forgiveness practice, Farok lakyu tha? Farok te lakyu aaye? I am the law of forgiveness and the consuming flame of all inharmonious action and human consciousness. So one of you please type it in the group, Sangeeta, this whole thing, yeah, Richa, one of you, and post it in the group so that all of you, this is how you must start your forgiveness practice. And then for whatever you have done, you have to ask for forgiveness and chant divine forgiveness. That is the best way of doing forgiveness. They are very clearly saying that when you use the statement, I call on the law of forgiveness, you are not always completing the action because you need to be conscious of who and where that intelligence is which enables it to be done. And this who and where is your own I. which is the part of the universal I am. You understood? All of you understood why this whole concept, why we have to do this? Okay. Now we will do chapter. We were on chapters 15 only, but here. I think we did yesterday. No,
We
no food
started
ever came
chapter
out.
16.
I'm sorry,
We
16,
started the 16th discourse, yeah.
chapter 16, right?
Yes.
Yes. Invocation. Please close your eyes. Thou mighty wondrous presence, we give praise and thanks for Jesus Christ's presence today. We rejoice in the fullness of the Christ's activity, the active presence of God. Out of the fullness of this presence comes pouring like a mighty stream gushing forth from the mountains, the energy of illumination. This great and mighty stream of life, with all its attributes of perfection, surges into the hearts of mankind, is an anchoring in everyone's peace, love,
Peace, love,
harmony,
hope,
faith.
charity.
Rita,
Hope and charity.
please, 1 minute. This is an invocation.
Oh.
Out of the fullness of this presence comes pouring like a mighty stream, gushing forth. Please repeat after me. Let me start from the beginning. Thou mighty, wondrous presence, we give praise and thanks for Jesus Christ's presence today. We rejoice in the fullness of the Christ activity, the active presence of God. Out of the fullness of this presence comes pouring like a mighty stream, gushing forth from the mountains, the energy of illumination. This great and mighty stream of life, with all its attributes of perfection, surging into the hearts of mankind, is anchoring in everyone peace, love, harmony, faith, and charity. So this is what the stream, this Jesus's light is putting into us, these qualities, anchoring that into us, so that we all are anchored into that. Thou mighty presence, in infinite love, enfolding all mankind, give special notice to these earnest students who have come under this radiation. Give every assistance that is permissible. Strengthen them to stand unwavering in the light and face of the truth, joyously, willingly to pluck out of their lives and creation all undesirable things. So that the person who must be hosting this whole event, the retreat, is making a prayer for the people who are attending the retreat, that may all negativities be plucked out of them. Fill all official places with mighty messengers of light. Sustain them by the mighty ascended host, and that they may be strong enough to stand unwavering and successful before any sinister force. We give praise and thanks for this day as an uplifting and wonderful memory established in the consciousness of mankind. May that rapidly approaching time come when every day may be a thanksgiving in the hearts of mankind. Every day be a thanksgiving in the hearts of mankind. For thy light, ever enfolding all who wish it, I bring you greetings from the ascended hosts and Jesus himself. So this is a very beautiful light, that every day may be a thanksgiving. So abroad, they have a Thanksgiving Day. You all know that, all of you? Abroad, there is a Thanksgiving Day where they thank everybody. But let every day be a Thanksgiving Day. I have a friend in Australia. His name is Saurabh Dawar. And the Saurabh used to go to work. And his friend asked him, you are not celebrating Mother's Day today? forth. So he said, we Indians look after our parents, completely. For us, every day is Mother's Day. You all put your parents in the home, so once a year you all celebrate Mother's Day. He was so angry at these people. I mean, nothing wrong in putting a parent in the home, but I don't know. Maybe that's sort of a concept, but we Indians don't do that, right? So this concept that every day let it be a Mother's Day, every day let it be a Thanksgiving Day is a beautiful concept. Okay, so now you all can unmute yourself and we can all participate in the whole thing. So you may unmute yourself, but if there is noise coming out from your thing, then I will unmute. So where did we stop yesterday? We did stop at some point. Here, it is here we stop. The power of the I am presence and intelligence to use these rays will always remain infinitely more powerful than any mechanical contrivance by which they are used. However, to the student who has not yet found his ability to use these rays, the scientist's experience will be of wondrous encouragement to know the amazing truth of the individual's ability to use them. So here they are trying to say that the first and primary act principle of Godhead is that it projects itself. And how does it project itself? It projects and precipitates itself through the rays. And we all have come through individually, come through a certain kind of a ray. Okay, your principal ray. And we must learn to use that ray. Also, see, science in science, we have started using different rays, right? The ultrasonic rays, the X-ray, the ultraviolet rays. We have started using all those rays. So here they are talking of how if we can start using the rays on day-to-day life level. And those who don't know how to use the rays, the scientists, they can look at the scientists and have encouragement that we can also use the rays similarly. Here it is important to note that there are natural rays penetrating through all the atmosphere or etheric belt within the Earth's atmosphere. There are natural rays are there. When I say natural, I mean those rays projected from the Godhead or the great central sun. So our central sun is Sirius. And then it is Alcivan. Sirius, Alcivan, and the galactic center. Then our sun is there, and our sun also has a twin sun, which will be revealed to us. But the great central sun is Sirius for us, which in recent years, shall I say, within a few years, have been made permanent. Then there are the created rays. So the main ray comes from the great central sun, and then there are the created rays, created and projected by ascended hosts. So like Jesus, like Saint Germain, like Buddha, like your Mahavir Bhagwan, like Zarathustra, we are all given certain planets to send ascended rays to them from the ascended host. Whatever light they have, they shine that light upon us. So ascended hosts, what do you mean ascended? They've ascended in their bodies. Means with their bodies they've gone up. They've had a body enlightenment, not just soul, heart, mind and enlightenment, but with their body they have gone up. So then there are created rays, created and projected by ascended hosts, by those who have raised the body. The latter are the most potent of all rays, because they are consciously manipulated, means they are consciously sent to us, sent to certain students, certain places to be filled in. The rays the scientists are contacting are the natural rays. The scientists are connecting with the natural rays. These are created rays. Created rays are from the ascended masters. The rays the scientists are contacting are the natural rays having a certain natural potency. The great need, as stated in the Magic Presence is the other book, is the preparation of earnest students who can be raised and taught the use of these rays. So they are trying to prepare students who can be raised. They can raise themselves and use the rays which are being given to us. There are those among you who can do this as they are prepared with a determined steadfast to the light. They will have more and more of law revealed to them concerning the use of these potent forces. So they are all in that retreat. They are saying there are some students who are ready to make the use of this race, and they will be trained how to do that and be trained how they can use those rays and to their highest best and use the potent forces within them. And they will reveal the law behind it. I feel a very great joy in the possibility before you and your students. I trust they can find within themselves the strength and steadfast determination to hold fast to the outer and the inner work that is being done for them, with a joyous feeling of sureness of limitless power which true freedom brings. So what they are saying is that they are very happy to know that there is outer work. Means we are also working on how to do self-control and self-mastery on the outer self, and the inner work is connecting with the divine. In the last chapter, they said that you must connect for 1 hour with the I am every day. Has anyone done here?
No.
Has anybody sitting here and actually sitting and just concentrating on your I am self? Please try that. It's very potent, very powerful. Try and do it. Just 1 hour on your I am. Your whole focus on your I am. 1 hour. And if your focus shifts and you think of something else, it's okay. Come back to it, but keep on trying. And as you keep on trying, a day will come, you'll completely focus on the I am for 1 hour. And that will really be transforming for you. I have come. So they are very happy that there are certain students who are ready and who are doing the inner work and the outer work. I have from time to time endeavored to give a word of encouragement and through that enfold them in the radiation of strength, which is fearless and dauntless in the light. Means the hosts and the ascended masters. See, in every chapter, they are telling us the same thing, that you must just focus, meditate upon the I am. You must not remove your focus from there. You must not be distracted. They're telling us the same thing. So dauntless, so that and that will sort of enfold us, give us courage to go forward on our soul journey. So they are doing their best to, keeping on telling us, reminding us. The loving, joyous stillness in the attitude of the student is wonderfully encouraging. For the expectant attitude is the right attitude to be maintained. So they are saying that when you keep on doing this, and they're expecting that, we will meet the master and we will go ahead in our soul journey, and that attitude is a very good attitude. I would suggest that those who have been having unpleasant experiences could consciously withdraw from those conditions all power they have been giving them most unknowingly. So some of us on the path do get some very unpleasant experiences also. But to go on and on in your mind, playing that unpleasant experience is not the right thing. You are putting the energy there. So you have to withdraw from that condition. That is what they are saying. Consciously make a withdrawal from that condition. So when it is necessary to discuss some condition to understand it, immediately follow by withdrawing any power that has been given it, and then I am the harmonious presence, ever pervading whatever the condition may be. So suppose you had a fight with somebody, you are very disturbed, and you need to talk it out with somebody just to discuss it, to know where you are, just bounce it off. So you may discuss it, not dwell on it, but discuss it. You may discuss it, but you must withdraw all the powers from it, that I am the harmonious presence. So by you've discussed this, so you put your energy, but now you withdraw that energy by saying that power on that negativity by saying I am the harmonious presence, ever pervading whatever the condition may be. Means I will remain harmonious, whatever the condition is. I will always remain harmonious. Do you all understand this, or should I go further? Everybody understands what I'm saying? Percy, Samat, Payuai. Rita, you
Yes.
understood this? Rita?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, see. So say so. I'm asking you, did you understand? You're saying yet, not saying anything. See, suppose you have had a fight with, say, Mr. A. You're upset about it. So what they are saying, you must not put energy on it by thinking about it. But you are upset, so you are bound to think about it, right? So you want to talk it out with your friends. So you come to me and talk it out. You know, this happened, my friend said this, Mr. A said this, and I felt upset, and da 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 da. So when you have done that, you put your energy on it, right? You put your I am energy on it. You put that all that energy on it. Now, wherever you put your energy, that thing grows. Correct? So to diffuse what you said it just to make yourself light and to be understood, or just to know where you've gone wrong or right. So you just said it because of that. Not that you are gossiping against Mr. A, but you have opened your heart to somebody so that you have a sort of sense of balance inside you, and you need to have sometimes we are confused, so we require when we talk up. But when we are doing that, we are putting some charge on it, right? So to diffuse that charge, we must always say I am the harmonious presence, ever pervading whatever the condition may be. Now you understood this?
Yes.
Yeah, good. I am the harmonious presence, ever pervading whatever the condition may be. So, in all conditions, I remain harmonious. So, we diffuse that situation where we have opened our hearts to people and put a charge on that energy. We have to diffuse it and say, I am the harmonious presence, ever pervading whatever the condition may be. Understood now? I go ahead. Rita? Rita? Rita?
Yes.
Yes. As I
Yeah.
have intimated
Yes.
before,
Yes.
and it has only partially reached true, means they have been telling us so many times that they're telling us, but partial things only reach us. And it happens. The mind cannot take in so much of purity, like, and the more simple it is, the more it eludes us. It's like that. So I have intimated before,
More
and it
difficult.
has
Yeah.
only partially reached true. I will repeat it again. That is what the host is saying. Anyone, especially the student who has experienced inharmony or limitations in his mind, home, or world, can, with persistent, tensionless effort, by holding with determination to the following statement, keep his home clear of anything undesirable. And what is the statement? So if you're having fights at home, or if you're, being misunderstood at home or office or anywhere, you with the statement can go ahead. So I am the governing presence, comma, governing in perfect divine order, comma. So I'm again repeating, I am the governing presence, governing in perfect divine order, commanding harmony happiness, and the presence of God's opulence in my mind, my home, and my world. I'm again saying, I am the governing presence. Itna sabko mila?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Comma, governing in perfect divine order. That much you've all written. Governing in perfect divine order. All of you got this? Comma. Percy, governing in perfect divine order. Malyu, comma. Rita, you finished this? Governing in perfect divine order. Comma. Commanding harmony. Commanding harmony, happiness, and the presence of God's opulence. Commanding harmony, which is a capital H, happiness, which is again a capital H, and the presence of God's opulence in my mind, my home, and my world. In my mind, my home, and my world. All of you got it? Sangeeta, can you please repeat what I just told them so that I know you got it? All of them got it. And then just post it in the group.
I'm the governing presence, governing in perfect divine order, commanding harmony, happiness, and the presence of God's opulence in my mind, my home, and my world.
Very nice. Did you get this? So, Sangeeta, will you put this in the group also, please? When I say I am the governing presence, I am fully conscious, aware that I have set in motion the full power and intelligence of God producing and desired condition, and that they are thus self-sustained. So self-sustained means forever. It will be sustaining. When you put this word I am, this condition will sustain all the time. So you have consciously put the full power and intelligence of God in this whole thing, and therefore it will be sustained. It seems to me that it has not been clearly understood that when you use the expression, I am the presence in my mind, home, and world, you are not only commanding the conquering presence of this activity. This is a very nice one. Huh? It seems to me that it has not been clearly understood that when you use the expression, I am the presence in my mind, home, and world, you are not only commanding the conquering presence of this activity through your own consciousness, but you are calling forth the assistance of the I am or God presence into your home and world of whomever contacts it of whomever contacts it, meaning that if somebody comes to your home also, that person's I am presence also you are connecting with that presence and making that command there. So that presence sees to it that the person who has come home to your home will be harmonious. You understood this? Rita, you understood or no, not understood? I again explain. See, when we are making this statement, I am the presence in my mind and home and world, we are connecting to our own I am and asking that, putting power of our own I am in this. It's not just that. We are also commanding every I am who's going to come in contact with us. So like I'm in contact with you, Percy, Sangeeta, Rita, Salima. So when I'm making the statement, I'm also connecting on the soul level with all your I am. So when you come in contact with me, you are always harmonious. Understood? This understood? Rita understood? Sangeeta, Richa, Tejal, Salima, Farokh, all of you understood? I'll go further. Hmm?
Can you explain a little bit more further, a little
So,
example?
Salima, see, when you are saying this, I am the governing presence. Okay, when you are saying this, I am the governing presence, governing in perfect divine order, commanding harmony, happiness, and the presence of God's opulence in my mind, my home, and my world. This is what you said it. And you are decreeing it continuously. So, thereby you are decreeing it, you are commanding your I am presence, right? Now, suppose in your house, Amir Ali comes. That other boy, what is his name? Farhan comes. Mansoor comes. And whoever you connect with in the whole part of the day, you're connecting. So when you're given this I am command, I am is actually the universal I am. All our I ams meet at the universal point. So we are all one over there. So we are also commanding their I am presence to keep this harmony, to keep this happiness, the presence of God's opulence. You understand now, Salima?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
thereby we are not just commanding I'm not commanding my own I am, but there I am too, because all I am at one point are one. So we are also, this command is also given to there I am. You got it? And because there I am controls them, they will control them. And there'll be a harmonious situation. Understood? You understood this? Very good. All of you understood. Very good. Anyone else wants still? I'll go further, all of you. Just give me a thumbs up. Yeah. This is so vital for the students to understand. Do not be discouraged if you do not see immediate manifestation of this harmony which you desire, but go right on feeling the conquering I am presence. So do not get upset. Suppose आज किया और रात को झगड़ा हुआ. Don't be upset. Just go on manifesting it. Have full faith in conquering I am presence. Do not see that in this consciousness there is no other presence to act except what you are conscious of. So understand that what you are conscious of, that will only ultimately act. So have your faith only in that. All other activity of the outer, which is undesirable, is but a distorted activity and use of this mighty energy. So ये सब जो बाहर की एक्टिविटी हम लोग करते हैं, it's a, we have distorted the energy, we put the energy over there, and the energy has become, the energy of divine has become distorted. When you are doing inharmonious, you are there's a distortion of the mighty energy of the divine. Therefore, when you say, I am conquering present, I command this I am present to govern perfectly my mind, home, affairs, and world. You have sent forth the great decree possible to be given, and you have but to feel the sustaining power of this in the face of every appearance until you find perfection manifest in your mind, home, and world. So, Salima, remember we had done a reading for you last time when you came home
We
from
can
your
talk
mother.
about it later
Your mother. So for
because this
this,
will go on YouTube.
on
This
doing
will go on
this.
YouTube.
Salima, can you listen? Salima, are you on the phone? Or are you listening
I'm
to?
listening, but
So
I am listening to, but I request you that not to put it on YouTube. This we can talk privately.
no, listen. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that whatever message came to you for that, this is a perfect thing. That's all I'm saying. I wish the
Yeah.
student would read this particular part every day to keep before them the mighty truth underlying these statements. I wish the students would read this particular part every day to keep before them the mighty truth underlying these statements. Now we come to a vital point, and that is personal ray or rays sent forth by Jesus direct. So in that retreat, Lord Jesus had come to give them the rays. Many will ask, why especially Jesus? I answer, because humanity has been taught to look to the presence of Jesus the Christ. Few have any knowledge at all of the ascended host of the great masters of the great white brotherhood, who wield limitless power to assist mankind. So what has happened was, it is not only Jesus. There are many ascended masters who gave lot of rays to other people and lot of blessings, and many Buddhas and many of the Tirthankars and many of our prophets and Maggai Banus and Maggai Sahibs. They have been sending us lot of rays and lot of light, but no other is the humanity. The last prophet which came, I don't know who was, it must be Muhammad, but Jesus is more popular. And because Jesus is more popular, they are now in the retreat sending the rays of Jesus. They've called upon Jesus. You and your students will have for the next 7 weeks the personal rays of Jesus the Christ. Those who can put aside any thought of other personalities and with open arms, mentally speaking, welcome these rays into each one's minds, homes, and world will find almost anything possible. So, in that retreat, sometimes it happens now if you're a Hindu or a Parsi, I don't want rays of Jesus. Why should I take rays of Jesus? I'm a Parsi, I'm a Sikh, I'm a Hindu. Like that, it goes in your mind. So, they are telling that those who have, you have to have an open mind. Up there is no religion. Up there is no religion. So, whichever realm we are getting higher light from, we must take it. I assure all of you that the idea of these personal rays of Jesus the Christ is no imaginary thing. And you, our beloved messenger, have the personal thanks of Jesus the Christ for your fearless stand and use of the ascended Jesus Christ's presence. I assure you that I assure all of you that the idea of these personal rays of Jesus the Christ is no imaginary thing. So Jesus the Christ, they are not talking of Jesus the body, they're talking about the Christ self. That is their higher self of Jesus, the Atma, not the Jivatma of Jesus. Jesus the Christ, like Krishna, not the body of Krishna which came down, but Krishna consciousness. So the higher self of Krishna, with whom he is totally merged. So I assure all of you that the idea of this personal rays of Jesus the Christ is no imaginary thing. And you, our beloved messengers, have the personal thanks of Jesus the Christ for your fearless stand and use of the ascended Jesus Christ present. As the messenger gives forth riches of wisdom and truth, so should students, in their loving sincerity to the teacher, through the I Am presence, work for the health and prosperity of the messenger. This will open doors to the students not otherwise possible. What they are saying is, through whoever the message is coming, through whoever the rays are coming of Jesus Christ in that retreat, as that person is giving it to you, you too should be respectful to that person and not doubt it, and be respectful and full of gratitude towards that medium. There are indications at this time that during the next 7 weeks, revelations may be given to some of a certain use of liquid light. I wish the students' attention to be fixed on this so that those who are ready may receive. Here, let me say that the right attitude of the student is always to rejoice at the advancement of his or her brother or sister, for each individual receives that which is most needed at the time, and if one receives one thing, another may receive something else. So the student should at no time feel that he should have the same thing that someone else receives, as no two are alike or of the same state of advancement. You can see how they could not each receive the same thing at the same time. So means what they're saying is, sometimes when ascended masters give you certain gifts or certain siddhis, they give you certain siddhis, certain gifts. So all will not receive the same. So the ones who don't receive may feel they are left out behind or left behind or something. and they might start feeling jealous. But it's not like that. Those who receive because of their own soul standing and because they have the power to handle the power, and they also receive because they are meant to serve a larger, huge audience. So if we get jealous of those who receive all these powers, it is not the right way of being. That is what, because there is something like spiritual jealousy also. Do you know that? People people get spiritually jealous also. How come she's, what is so great about her? Why the master is favoring her? तो ये spiritual jealousy भी होती रहती है. The most wonderful attitude of the student is to continually bless and rejoice at any revelation that comes to his fellow student, thus keeping door wide open to that glorious inner presence at all times. So there is a saying, there's a Huna way of doing this. Huna is a tribal group of people who have a way of doing things. The Huna way of doing is bless what you want. So if you find that somebody, like says tomorrow, somebody, one of you will get some siddhi from divine, suppose, when we are all together, then what we have to bless. Thank good, we are so happy for Sangeeta that she got the siddhi. We bless her. And all. So when you bless, you get what you bless. Is always the bottom line. What you want, you must bless in life. If you want something, you must bless that and you must never be jealous. The moment you are jealous, you go 5 steps behind. The most wonderful attitude of the student is to continuously bless and rejoice at any revelation that comes to his fellow students, thus keeping the door wide open to that glorious inner presence at all times. So when you are blessing, your doors with the inner presence are always open. For the encouragement of those interested in aerial transport, now this is they're talking of 1932, I wish to say there is nearing the approach of planes that will be proof against accidents. These will make transport quick, sure, and easy anywhere one wishes to go. The obstructive mental attitude of those interested in aerial navigation, which has been opposing the coming forth of this much needed knowledge, is rapidly being broken down until there will come forth a flood, so to speak, of wonderful ideas and perfection, which can and will be used in this wonderful means of transportation. So they are at that, maybe in 1932 the planes were not so good, and so he's sort of making an announcement that now they are, means this actually these ascended masters are continually impressing upon those who are in the creative field of making things, the engineers, the scientists, and all these people, the doctors. They're continually sort of sending ideas to them of how they can do better way of being. So they are saying these aeroplanes will be constructed where the plane accidents will be very, very less comparative. So many of you will not need them, but there are always those who do. For one's own aerial equipment within him will always far excel any outward conveyance, for the higher body is the most wonderful vehicle of aerial transportation there. So here they are saying that many people will require the aeroplane, but there are certain people, when they know how to use their astral body, they will do astral travel. They will do astral travel. I know a friend of mine who does astral travel every night. She's taken to this planet, that planet. One day she'd gone to Mars, and when she came back, her saliva was red when she came out from that planet. So she's taken every night in her astral body, traveling everywhere, working everywhere, and coming back in the morning. So some of my argumentative friends may suggest that the vehicle is not able to carry great loads, but I say to them, how shall you judge until we are able to use this means? So what they others might feel, oh, if you travel astrally, you cannot carry this or you cannot carry that. But do they know whether you can? Because they have not tried traveling astral. So how can they make a comment on that? That's what they're saying. So far, everybody's understanding? I'll continue. It is most amusing to watch the activity of so-called practical minds who feel that there is nothing real except what they can feel and handle. But unless one believes in the limitless powers and laws of intelligence of God, individualized, he can in no wise receive to any great extent from this mighty inner presence. So if you don't believe in your mighty inner presence, you will not receive these powers. That is what they are saying. If you want any of these powers of astral travel or any of these other powers, you have to first believe in it. The practical mind that forever doubts a thing it cannot see has a long way to go unless, as you lop off the undesirable limb of a tree, this limb of doubt be cut off. So, like a useless branch of the tree which is rotten, we cut it off. That way, if this doubt, the mind, the doubt, we cut it off like a limb from us. So when we cut it off, then only we have that full faith, then all these inner siddhis will start coming to you. You know, it is a good idea after it has been cut off for you to consume it in the consuming flame, that it does not come back again. So when you remove your doubts, okay, I'll stop doubting, I'll have faith. But after you've cut off the doubts from your mind, then it's better to burn those doubts, because those doubts will come back to you. So that is why all seeds of doubt, fear, all those seeds we did in the morning, remember? For 40 days we burned seeds of all these negative seeds in the morning in the violet flame. Correct? All of you were there? Sangeeta was not there, but Farooq was there, Salima, Rita and Tejal, all are there. So in the morning for 40 days, we burnt all our seeds, negative seeds, so that they don't come up again. So they are saying it's a better idea to burn it in the violet flame. It seems so difficult for the students to realize that a tremendous power the consciousness of this consuming presence is. So it is difficult for us to perceive that the consuming presence means the violet flame has the power to remove all these negativities in you. It is difficult for students to perceive that, but it is truth. To some, it is difficult to get away from the thoughts that it is imaginary. But could you see from the inner standpoint, you would see that it has a mighty presence and a power, and it is very real. So if you would, from the outer standpoint, from the practical mind, it may feel, what nonsense, what's this violet flame? This doesn't work. You just don't believe in it. But from the inner standpoint, it is a very powerful tool to burn your negativities, to burn your karma. I wish you for about 2 minutes to feel this dazzling ray of light penetrating every atom of your being. There should be splendid accomplishment during the next 7 weeks. So this is talking of the dazzling ray of light which Jesus is giving them at the retreat. There should be splendid accomplishments during the next 7 weeks. The reaching out of humanity, a Christmas time draws near, with the already added impetus of the Christ force, enables accomplishments to take place at this time which have not before been possible. Means what he's saying is that there must be this period in which the Christ force came upon Mother Earth so much and so many miracles happened everywhere. You remember there was a time some many years back when Ganeshji was having milk from all the statues of Ganeshji was drawing milk. All of you remember that? We were in this bank. I was in that Altamont Road branch, And we were invited to somebody's house where they had a big, huge Ganesha, and we really went and saw Ganeshji. They put milk and Ganeshji, the milk got over. All Ganeshji at that point of time in those days drank all the milk, and it was the truth. It was not a mass hypnosis of any kind. It was like some higher force was working. At that point of time, some higher force was working. So they are saying that at this time, when the Christ rays came down, there'll be a higher force working and there'll be many miracles. There are certain activities which must be contacted by the inner presence before the outer attention can be drawn to them. This is hard for the student to understand. The student must first reach out, and he can only reach out through his inner presence. So when they are saying, when these rays are given, the student must reach out for those rays. Dear God, please give me the rays. Give me the light. Student must, for the students to receive it from outer, they must first reach out from the inner. They must have that, oh dearest God, I want to meet Saint Germain. Oh dearest God, I want to meet Shiva. That I want that Shiva's light. That thirst has to be in the student. A simple but very wonderful thing is for one to give praise every night and morning for that magnificent presence of light which animates the mind and body. So the most simplest way could be by giving praise. So suppose if you want to see Sai Baba, for example, then you have to say, dear Sai Baba, I love you so much. You are the greatest light, love of light. Whatever you want to say, you are so kind, loving. Uh, you are a miraculous saint. You heal others. You have so much compassion. Please come into my life. I want to see you. If you make a sincere effort in that direction, any God will appear in front of you. Really, God will appear in front of you. I'm telling you, try karo. Acha. How many of you have ever seen some form of God in front of you in your life? Has anybody seen? No? Anybody wants to share something? Experience?
I've come across very beautiful earthly angels, earth angels, what you call, whenever there was a need. So it must be God in some form.
Yeah. Yeah. Many.
Can I share?
Yeah, share, please. So short,
Once
right, Salima? Short.
yeah. Once dad was very unwell and I was taking care of him and full night, and then suddenly light started to come in, sleep, 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 and it's like, how can I sleep? Nobody is there, I'm all alone. No sleep, and they put me to sleep and I could see streams of multiple color light and Hazrat Ali standing there with me.
So true. Once I had gone to Hare Krishna temple and I became unwell. I had this nausea, complete nausea. And I started calling out to Divine Shiva. And a itna small Shiva came and sat in my solar plexus and cleaned my whole solar plexus. Cleaned my whole solar plexus. And in the next half an hour, 1 hour, I was washing clothes there. We were staying at the Hare Krishna temple for a course. So I was washing a bucket full of clothes. In half an hour, I was all right. I was so bad. I had this nausea, vomiting, dizziness, everything. And like in maybe 1 hour or so, I was absolutely all right. Like, and I actually saw a small Shiva come and do that. Sit in my solar plexus and clear. So God, and many times I've experienced God in my life. Many times. Many times. Once I was sitting at the banks of Marine Drive. You know that yoga ashram is there? Kevalia Dham. Kevalia Dham, opposite Kevalia Dham used to be our Parsi, that Fawara where we used to offer sweet Parsi. Sulapap jena dani porina bodu nakie. Dariyama. Chapatipa. Kevalia damni sombe. So over there I was sitting and I prayed over there. And from the sun, Lord Shiva came out, light, golden light. It came and gave me a big hug from the sun. And my Guruji was also next to me. And we both were praying the Gayatri mantra. And I saw, but I didn't speak. But my Guruji said, Saul, did you see what happened? Lord Shiva came, he hugged me, and he hugged you also. And he hugged the man who was sitting here also. And I said, my God, he also saw this. Like that means it was truth. What I saw was not sort of making up of the mind. So if you really wish to see a God, just give praise to divine and see. God will come in your life and you'll see God. So a simple but not a very wonderful thing is for one to give praise every night and morning for that magnificent presence of life which animates the mind and body. It is a tremendous thing to feel deeply this thanksgiving for the presence of life which holds itself within itself all things. Just be grateful to life for it all. It is and contains the very presence of life enables us to do the things we are conscious of and desire to do. Because we cannot move without this presence, we cannot even think without it. So we have to we have to be grateful to the present. I just finished this. No, it's got two more pages. We'll just stop here then. So the best way to do is to your inner presence, you can be grateful to what you are, and to your outer presence also. Any outer God, you can be grateful, and you will see the divine, you'll experience light. It's very beautiful. So, okay, on that note, 191 page it is. Please help me out tomorrow for the reading. It is on 191 page. Just let me know, and we'll finish the chapter. Okay. Bye bye. God bless everyone. Love you. God bless.
Thank you.